universe as a flow of data, asserting that all organisms.
Okay, this is what Yuval Noah Harari was saying. He's saying all literature is going to eventually flow through AI.
That's crazy.
And that's going to be basically what AI governs as right and wrong people are going to adhere to. And it's already going on now.
Yep.
The average teenager or child, they don't speak to other children or other people about their problems. They go to ChatGPT.
Boy,
That's their friend. Virtual girlfriends, virtual boyfriends. You know, these people's needs, and in turn, what are they losing? They're losing critical thinking.
Yep.
With something that's given unto you by Yahweh, by Shah. When you fear, was pray to your Father and go to the scriptures, right? Get advice like the scriptures say. But that people are totally negating that and going straight to an idol.
Bro, I had a client today. He said, I'm about to ask my friend about this quote because he want to transport cars from Dallas to Shreveport. He didn't come up with a price. That's for to ask my friend. So I'm like, okay. He's talking to chat the whole goddamn time.
Yep. That's his friend.
That's his friend.
That's his friend.
And that y'all call it dataism?
Yeah, that is.
Now the suffix ism says denotes a distinctive doctrine,
Yep.
a theory, system, belief, or practice.
There you go.
The AI.
He coined it as a religion.
Yep.
Right, see?
Dataism is a religion. And you even, it's manifested too, like
That's it.
these data centers is popping up all over America.
Yep.
You know, they got people working 100 hours a week building these things. Man.
Yep.
And in turn,
That's crazy.
these various data centers are destroying the earth.
Yeah.
You know, every time that we go and we ask, these various outlets or AI platforms a question, it uses it says a tablespoon of water. It's stripping resources. Hell, out there in Memphis, they have a huge, I forget what sound it is, but it's a city right outside of Memphis. It's set right by the Mississippi River.
Might be West Helena, some shit like that. Yeah.
Predominantly black. But they're saying, the chemical, the chemical smell is terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It smells like manure. It's causing air pollution. It's causing audible pollution. It's a term called infrasound, where basically it's the sound that you can't hear with your naked eye, but it's still there.
Yeah, like when
It's causing all types of illnesses.
like the dog whistles.
And they said in the near future, these databases are going to be basically causing about 300 premature deaths.
Yep.
No, 1,300, premature deaths a year, because all of the various insidious things that's going on, with it, cancer, cardiac arrest. Hey, with people worshiping this and going to it, more people are going to perish. So in time, that number is going to dwindle down. On top of the fact, guess what? People are out there now having children.
Oh yeah.
Let's say now people out there, they prefer to have pets
dogs
versus
and
having
shit.
dang on children.
They said it. That's my child.
Yeah, they had it on the news. Fur baby.
Yeah, they be traveling with dogs and shit. Dog
Oh.
coming to your business with the shit. Like, man, get that motherfucking animal out the building, man. It's a goddamn animal.
That's a new thing you see in the earth, like
Yeah. it's-
middle-aged women just pushing carts around. You think, not carts,
No, the
like
strollers.
baby
The baby strollers.
And you be like, damn, you looking in the seat, think it's a baby. It's a little dog, man. Took the shit in there, Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Scared to have a damn child.
But you out here fucking.
Yeah.
People are through, boy.
Oh, it's a lot more on that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go back. It says it argues that the data-driven algorithms can make better decisions than humans, shifting authorities from human experience to big data.
Right. Human experience to big data. So your problems, your experiences. What are you doing? You're storing it online, social media. You're storing it online. You answer ChatGPT questions, right? And it's just gathering. just gather.
All it's doing is pulling from resources already out there.
Right.
You gotta fact check that shit. You know, people crazy,
Right.
man.
Right. People don't fact. People think that this is God, so they don't question it.
Right.
There was one dude was saying, you know, he talked to a couple of guys, and you know, this one guy that's know-it-all. He was saying, yeah, something about NASA. He's like, yeah, you know, so and so, a fact about the star, something like that. And he was like, no, it's not. He's like, well, let me read it off of NASA's, NASA's website. He's like, let me check that. And he asked Chat. He was like, now you asking Chat if it's right or wrong, but I'm going to the source, you idiot.
Right.
Damn.
It's some more. I'm gonna read a couple of these points. It says data as supreme value. Data is believed that maximizing the flow of information is the most important value, prompting the idea that everything from music to economy to economics, from music to economics, can be understood through data patterns.
Have you guys noticed that in some Walmarts, like the little subtitle underneath the item is going digital now? Have y'all noticed that?
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen
Well,
this.
what they're going to start doing is price is going to vary based off of your individual spending pattern. So say, I like red wine. I go in there and I spend money on red wine. That price is going to be high for me because I spend it. Or economically speaking, I'm in a high bracket.
Right.
But they're raising the price for that individual. You see what I'm saying? That's why data is so important, because he's able to capitalize off of every aspect of your life.
It says algorithm over intuition. It says the core belief is that as data becomes too complex for humans, we should trust algorithms and AI to handle decision makings in areas like health, finance, and politics.
So you're too stupid to understand, health, finance, economics. Let me worry about that.
Right.
Which goes into perfectly to what? Revelations 13 and 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive his mark his right hand on his forehead. That no man might be able to buy or sell loose and phrase. Save he has the mark. Look. Let me handle that. Let me tell you how much to spend, where to spend it on, where to go.
You don't know.
Because you don't know. Hell, man, I'm reading all your questions. You don't know what's going on. let me do it.
That's a technocracy.
Right. That goes right to it. Technocracy.
Man, it says shift from humanism. It challenges traditional humanism, which centers on human experience,
Right.
by prioritizing objective data over subjective feelings.
Right. Which humanism basically came around, I want to say 1700s. We could look that up. And that was more so a push on reason versus religion. So using human thought, reason, experience to come up with certain answers versus dealing with religion. So they're trying to exclude that. They want mindless meatheads that's just gonna eat, sleep, and shit that they can capitalize off of. Oh, you like the box? Oh, I got some. Hey, don't worry, I got some gloves for you. Oh, you like to drink wine? Oh, well, not too much, buddy. I want to put a cap on you, but here you go. I'm gonna charge you a little bit more because you like to drink so much. I'm gonna charge it's gonna be like a 20% raise, in the price. But it's okay, you can afford it.
Devils, man.
Oh, you like to cook? Oh, great. Well, I'm gonna itemize your weekly spending. You know what I'm saying? So to help optimize, you saving money. Don't worry, I got you.
What's that new AI that's that Apple's main thing is they're using? Pretty much it's like a you give it autonomy to give it, you know,
What, Apple?
yeah, I think Cloud,
AI?
yeah, Cloud, you know, AI.
Apple,
It's
yeah.
got pretty much autonomy to go over, you know, your get access to your bank accounts, your schedule, your Google calendars, and all that just to make, you know, your day-to-day life easier. It's pretty much like a, you know, like
An assistant,
pretty much
yeah,
you know, an assistant, but that assistant is going to be, it's not going to be assisting you. It's going to be, you know, controlling you. It's going to be a new boss. You know.
So everything is gradual. You know, an AI agent can be assigned to perform a series of tasks or a multitude of tasks. All right, but they're gathering data still. This is it's growing quickly, but it's just like, think about like how the internet. Well, you know, I wasn't an adult or really old enough to remember the earliest days of the internet, but I remember even Windows XP, but I know it goes back before then, but even from when I started using computers to now, you know what I mean? But like, you should probably speak on it better, Zaquan, like how far it's progressed since when it first came out.
That shit was
You know?
crazy.
Dial up and shit. Yeah. I remember when Wi-Fi first came out, I'm like, damn, you can use the internet without a cord?
Yep.
I was still a little kid, but I was like, damn. Like,
We had dial up like a motherfucker.
They had commercials on this shit. Look, I'm on the internet. Nigga was outside.
I remember when you had a cordless phone, you were doing something. You gotta
Man.
you were outside the
Yeah,
store.
right.
Hello? Yeah.
Right.
You know, you thought you were doing something, man. You know, that was like you were doing something. But this AI is going to be amalgamated in society at an expedition rate. You gotta look at how they're erected these various centers, man. They got one in Amarillo.
They got a lot of
one in Gainesboro. They built one in Red Oak.
I said Texas is leading one of the building data centers.
It's leading the way. You know, and a lot of people out there that are voting for it, they don't understand that. Yeah. Man, that's people that's living around there. They're about to be vastly affected by it. Man. Like, you know, your kids gonna be affected by it, bro. Like your kids mess around and have like neurological problems because of it.
Yep.
Yep.
People look at what's happening now. They don't look at the future, what something can affect you in the long run. You know, what's that microwave mentality? You know, I want it now. That's what this world feels. But then, like I said, in the long run, you know, down the line, this shit can affect you. But people don't pay attention to that now. I like it now, so I want it. You know?
Yep.
Some more on the scripture. It's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 27. It says, "For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. For either they were mad when they be merry, or prophesy lies, or live unjustly, or else lightly forswear themselves. For in so much their trust is in idols which have no life. Though they swear falsely, yet they look not, because they thought not well of Yahweh and Yahweh, giving heed unto idols, and also unjustly swore in deceit, despising holiness." You know, and that's exactly what people do. These systems are leading toward that train of thought is to disregard everything that the Lord is saying through his prophets, through the warning signs, things happening in the earth, and fully trust in AI, which is a part of this man's system. And it's a major leg that he's going to use to deceive the world. You know, that being in the form of a lot of these what were they called? Psychological attacks. You know, that he's putting forth, whether, you know, it be now this nigga talking about, you know, aliens coming out the sky. You know, people gonna be on ChatGPT asking if this is real.
Yep.
Right.
You know? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's real.
You know, they're not gonna know what to believe in at all.
Right. Right. He's talking even about the you know, basically release a lot of technology that he could have really used to save the world.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of this technology that he's about to come out with, you know, is basically, you know, alternative energy resources. You know, that's going to look, and it's going to look like chariots, I care.
Yep.
You know, yeah. It's going to look like certain chariots, things that nature, which Yeah. It's gonna look like chariots.
Right.
You know how it's gonna be moving, things of that nature. That same technology he could have freed the whole world with. We don't have to live. The whole world doesn't have to be controlled by fucking petroleum.
Right.
There's different resources that he could use in order to basically free the whole world. That's easily, readily available to, for the people. Hell, the original Tesla, he was actually X'd out because he was trying to give people free energy.
Yeah.
But at least that the powers that be, they wanted to where they could capitalize off of it.
Right.
So he was a threat. He was taken out of the way.
This is Isaiah 47 and verse 12. It says, "Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth." See, Esau, the Lord ain't dealing with him, so he got to consult with Satan. He got to consult with demons to, you know what I mean? Try to get some type of direction on what he should do, right? It says,
Yeah, you see that grease wrap? All that grease people eat, fat boy. That ain't far-fetched. They want to be cool in the air.
it would be cooler to ride down the highway 20 or some shit, doing that shit. But you downtown, going 5 miles an hour.
They wait for the weekend to do that shit.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Going on.
Continuing on, it says in verse 12,
Nigga want attention.
it says,
Bitch.
"Wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail." Even from the inception of this country, all right, Esau was scheming and plotting on how to capitalize. Ain't that what it's called? Democracy? No, it's not democracy. It's capitalism.
Yep.
Capitalism versus communism. All right. You know, motherfuckers talking about we want democracy. No, you just want capitalism. You want to be able to keep the rich. Which communism doesn't work. Socialism doesn't work either. In practice, in theory, it could work, but in practice, it doesn't. Okay.
Eventually start using
Right. But
shit, capitalism leads to the same thing.
that's what I'm saying. Ultimately, but see, the thing is, you need rulers and you need servants. Okay. Otherwise, because the thing is, nobody's created equal, man. Okay. And Esau understands that, but he teaches his slaves, his servants,
Right.
the working class, that they were all equal. We all have equal opportunity. So what that causes the working class to think that basically the people that are in the high position, they deserve to be there. That way they don't riot and burn down, you know what I mean? All the shit that, you know what I mean? Because then we outnumber them.
That's right. You're
You know what I
right.
mean? We could take them out theoretically, okay? Theoretically. I'm saying not even we as in us here. I'm saying the working population, and compared to the ruling class, is highly outnumbered, okay? But the thing is, in verse 13, it says, "Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels," right? So Esau is constantly trying to figure out, how am I gonna basically keep the world in the palms of my hands, right? And he does that through witchcraft, all right? He does that through familiar spirits,
Media.
the media, of course.
Yep.
Of course. He consults with different, spirit, what that shit called, spirit cooking and all that shit, right?
That's all digital.
That's what exactly it. It says, "Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee." You see, so now when Yahweh Shah come back, what you gonna use? Palantir? You gonna use Anthropic to figure out how to fight the chariots? See, but that's all he got. Okay, so it's worked up until this point, but then wait till you have Hashim Yahshua step in.
That's right.
Y'all got it. Well said. Anybody else got something?
I got that second.
You got something?
Yeah, the second Thessalonians.
The Second Thessalonians?
It's, 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 3. I started 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first."
Which had to happen. We had to basically go under captivity. I think this man, my brother Malak just brought out Daniel 70:25. You know, us being under severe captivity for the years. You know, and prior to him bringing that out, we brought out Revelation the 11th chapter. You know, to where basically, we were basically cast down. We were basically dead in a dead state. And now we've been awakened by the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Right.
Okay. And now with us being risen, us having an eye salve, we can diagnose who's the fucking problem on the face of the earth. Go ahead.
Right. It says in the middle of verse 3, and that the man of sin be revealed.
And that word perdition, I believe, means hell.
Perdition?
Perdition.
Yeah.
Destruction, thank you. Destruction, that man of destruction. And with this man's rulership, how is he going to conduct himself? The social fabric of societies have been destroyed. Everywhere where so-called the developed men and women can't get along. Even places like Korea. Men and women aren't procreating with one another.
Right.
There's a loneliness epidemic there. So there's a substantial amount of people committing suicide because they have a sense of emptiness. Right? Consumerism is at an all-time high. Adultery, right? Confusion within individual sexuality. You got people out there chopping off their body parts, gluing on body parts, doing all types of wicked shit. Usury's at an all-time high.
Boy.
The family nucleus have been destroyed.
Right.
Why is that? Because a certain group of people is ruling. Those strange individuals that we read about in Psalms, the 58th chapter, and also Psalms 144. Right? With this man's rulership, the whole world has been turned upside down, destroyed. Hey, get that right quick, brother. What you got in that Wisdom of Solomon, real quick? Because he gonna name some things off. This you can blame this on the son of perdition right here, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 22. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace.
Right, so now, with progressionism and all that bullshit, they say that this is a developed country. This is what peace looks like. What you see before you, a fucking madhouse.
Right.
Go ahead,
For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices,
Right, you the big A now. It used to be Molech, sacrificing unto Molech. Now they sacrifice for their career. Because they city girls. They can't let nobody stop that grind. And this motherfucker working at the Hilton motel. Hotel. Get the fuck out of here. Go ahead,
or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
Right, so lives and marriages are no longer undefiled. When you have a society of women that have mantras of F those kids, you know that you are in a dilapidated society.
Damn. Wow. Damn.
The person that's supposed to nourish life is saying F those kids. You're gonna be a slut in the damn club.
Right.
And that represents your future, The future, the kids represent the future. future of the society. You know, and this land back in on even if they don't destroy them overtly, which by that big A word, they destroy them through neglect. You know, like you was talking about, like the reading comprehension levels, the way that the mother handles the children. You know, the separation of the family through the court system. So now the mother is completely opposed to the things that the father's teaching, and they're at odds with one weekend the child is here, the child is there, no consistency in their life.
Right.
All those things add up on a nation to automatically bring the morale down, bring the level of the future.
Right. There shouldn't be terms like baby mama, baby daddy, side chick, side piece. There shouldn't be any terms like that. But in a world like this, that exists.
It's accepted, yep.
And it's destroying the people, man. The people are dilapidated. Go ahead, brother.
It says, they kept, Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 24, they kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another treacherously, or grieved him by adultery.
Right, so hey, murder's at an all-time high, right? For the last, 40 years, there's in the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American community, there's been an upliftment of murderers. People are rapping about murdering one another, right? But then they'll march up the street, down the street, with the weakest mantra ever. I matter too. Yet you uplift, being a fucking Neanderthal to your own brother, man.
Tyrone go spin the block and kill 8 niggas. Then Eve on the comment board on Facebook with his face on the shirt, telling you how good of a person he was. No, okay. And then somebody spin the block and kill him. Guess what? That's judgment, man. That's your how about your mouth shot, circling the back on that wicked nigga, man. Okay. And that's done day in and day out amongst our people, man.
Right, and that's seen as something that's okay. Hey, committing adultery. Every song you hear on the radio, what is he talking about? What are they talking about? Fucking another man's woman. Like that shit's cool.
Right.
And now it's just damn near homoerotic. Why the fuck would you want to sleep with another man's woman? Just because he did it already? Nigga, that's gay. Yeah, right. That shit gay! Go ahead, Al.
It says, verse 25, so that there reign in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, privity, disquieting of good men.
Right, privity, disquieting the good man. Right? It's very the pride out here, man. Right, man. It's the pride to think sleep with another man's woman is okay. That's cool. The pride. Right? Hey, let's look up that word to pride. Right? Yeah, just look it up. Just look it up in the definition. Dissimulation. Right? Jake, why can't we get along, just come together with shit? Y'all a bunch of damn demons. Well, I want to pride.
Okay, I got it. It's pride, the definition is suffering of a severe and damaging lack of basic material and cultural benefits.
Right. Oh, cultural benefits. Twerking has become an integral part of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American society. Negro culture. To twerk. You're doing it for the culture. To be the pride. You go to them a nice restaurant, like a cocktail, kitchen and cocktail, where you got to get reservations to get in. You have to dress a certain way. You get in that motherfucker, and this nigga, they put on juvenile, and these women don't know how to act. They start shaking their ass.
It's on right here in Dallas, right?
They're in the street.
I was just there. I was about to say that.
Stand on the damn table.
But then when he said something, he called flack on the shit.
The owner comes up, man, sit down. I made this so we can have something nice. doing it for the culture.
The only Jake-owned restaurant downtown. You gonna fuck it up.
He got Scoot now all on the news and shit. Boy, that shit crazy. I'd have been like, fuck y'all, get the fuck out my
They
restaurant.
won't do that to other restaurants
Right.
downtown.
Well, that's why those types of businesses don't really last long, you know. I'm talking about like that niggified, like those hood spots. They never, because they end up getting shot up.
Yeah, somebody end up getting in the fight.
Nobody wants that stigma on them like that. You don't
Right.
want that demographic in your business.
Yeah, that's why the Lord calls us a degenerate vine. You know, when you're a degenerate or deprived, those two what is it? You know, the deed, you know, the duh is to remove something. You know, like a degenerate, you know, it doesn't grow, right? It's degening, it's dying. You know, or to deprive, you know, is not be provided for, to take provisions away. You know, which you know is pretty much your ability to continue on. Like you lack nutrients, you know, you're deprived of certain essential things, man. You are deprived of, for one, the fear of the Lord,
Yep.
the knowledge, you know, of how He works.
Right.
You know, this message. They're deprived of any kind of solution of a culture because they've rejected what the scriptures say. They rejected knowledge. They've rejected these sayings, man.
I got that, bro. Hosea 4:1, I'm reading the NLT. It says, "Hear the word of the Lord, O people of Israel. The Lord has brought charges against you, saying, there is no faithfulness, no kindness, no knowledge of the Most High in your land.
On this side.
You make vows and you break them. You kill and steal and commit adultery. There is, yeah, I was fucked up. It says, you kill, steal, and commit adultery. There is violence everywhere, one murder after another."
Right, there's violence everywhere, one murder after another. Right? Fighting, the whole fight culture.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, you had this one girl came over to another girl's house to fight. The police was called. I guess the girl who stayed there, she run out with a knife, tried to stab the girl. The cops shot her ass. And then you got a grown ass man there, and the mom talking about, "What are you doing? That's a baby." Look at this.
Bitch had a knife.
She had a knife.
Bitch got a cap filled. I done shot her ass
You
too.
know?
Shit.
And she was a big girl too, husky.
Big husky
Turned up on that
bitch.
girl, I would have shot her too. But then y'all don't think that's a problem. The cops are in fault.
Right.
Yeah, Theo, you would say, "Oh man, you could have made Eddie Griffin. You could have made sure." No, man.
Yeah, especially black people.
Yeah. She should have got her big ass. She got her big ass shot.
No, this is bad. Let a motherfucker run up on you with a knife, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Watch what a nigga do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you got
You got the heat on you.
You gonna up that bitch, man. So
Honestly,
niggas are hypocrites, bro.
Don't they say gunshot, certain gun, like it's better to get a bullet wound than a knife wound?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? A knife, bro.
But the point is like you got a whole fight culture. People, Jake is prone to fight one another versus being civil.
Right.
Right? But then a so-called white man shows up and you pull your pants up, you put your 40 behind your back. I know I sound racist here right now.
Man, shit, I'm a racist motherfucker in the count.
You put your 40 behind your back, and you stand upright, you speak as well as possible. But when it comes to your fellow Israelite, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man, you have a disdain for them.
Which, if I can add to that, Elder, goes back to the curses, man. You know what I'm saying? In Deuteronomy 28 chapter, that evil eye towards your brother, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why Jake can't, you know, scuff his shoe if he accidentally
man, you
steps
get
on
your
it.
ass shot.
You'll get killed for that, man. You know what I'm saying? But just cause you cuff the man's, but on the other hand, it's one of these other nations, especially Esau, you know, he'll apologize.
Yeah.
You know, got his foot stepped on, but he'll apologize to him, man.
I was in your way.
Yeah, I was in your way. Sorry, sir. You know? But it goes back to those curses, man. Right.
Yeah, just like the Latin tribes in Judah don't like each other. They go back to Rehoboam.
Yep.
This thing is deep, man.
Yep.
You know? When he was ruling.
And these various, these various, problems that we have amongst each other, you know, in a nutshell, you know, it's Yahweh Bashim Shah, like the brothers brought out. But who uplifted that?
Right. Oh yeah.
The son of perdition. That's what
Yup.
we're going into.
Yup.
Right? Which promotes idol worship. You know, and huge part of that idol worship is technology. You know, with technology, you know, you got indoctrination.
Right.
He basically taught Jake how to be a nigga.
Yep.
And he's doing it on even a small scale. Well, it's a large scale, but you know, he does it at a small age with Jake, with programming, with social media, with dang on radio outlets. Hey, now the new thing is, you know, you know, T.I. and 50 Cent, you know, they had each other's throat. Why is that even news?
Right, yeah.
But you have every outlet speaking about that.
Hey,
Why is that?
hey, you got your
Whether it be on the radio, whether it be on the internet.
Hey, go look up Wisdom
World
Solomon.
War III is about to ensue, but y'all niggas still talk about beef.
I just want to see. I know what it means.
Who England got involved. They need to deep into You see what King said? What about his mama girl? Because it's promoting Jake to act a certain way, to act like niggas towards one another. Blame that on Esau.
Because he gonna take each leader, right?
And who said he saw
So
and
now
tell
the
him, hey,
spirit of the world,
y'all gotta
the
do
spirit of the
something.
Lord
Say something about each other.
It's from the world.
It's a thing
The truth is coming out.
called outrage marketing.
And that which
When
containeth
people
all
use
things
outrage,
hath
you can
knowledge
look that up too,
of the
y'all
voice
want
of the
to.
word. So the knowledge is the
People
word.
use outrage
It's
to
from the
promote
earth. He seen
something.
it should be
Because
so
T.I.
seen.
has a new
Because
album.
verse 8 it says, but therefore he that speaketh on righteousness,
So,
things cannot
he
be
just
hid.
dissed.
Esau,
Okay, well,
himself
listen to this
vengeance
man. My
when
nigga
the
T.I. was so
punishment passed him
hard.
by.
I ain't know he
For
had
the
no album out.
investigation or the
It's just
inquisition
clockwork, bro.
shall be made.
It's the same shit over and over again, man. A lot of times, brothers, when you see the woman that got caught cheating,
his wicked deeds. That's
what I
Esau.
mean, you know,
Yeah, I just want to. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure.
And you'll see at the bottom, real Instagram tag. Yeah, that's them really marketing to you. Because Jake or people hate women so much that they'll go to that page, go to her OnlyFans, just to degrade her, and pay her money to degrade herself because of that hatred that men have nowadays towards women. But in turn, she getting paid. Go ahead, Doc.
Definition for outrage marketing or rage marketing is a high-risk, high-reward strategy designed to generate intense brand awareness by deliberately sparking shock, anger, or indignation.
Yeah, man, he talk about that man kill a wife, and he, you know, talk about that them babies' mother, and it's on every outlet. I I drive a lot, so I use radio to stay awake. This jockey's talking about it in the morning, in the afternoon, playing snips of it, right? All that is marketing, and all that is programming.
See, I grew up when the term was called bad publicity. That's all it is. Same shit.
Well, it's a little more on this.
Yeah,
It
it's the
says-
same
it
shit.
says it uses polarizing content, controversial PR stunts, or social norm violations to provoke strong emotional responses, turning outrage into viral, cost-effective publicity.
There you
That's
go.
it. That's just publicity shit.
cost-effective publicity, because it's very, very cheap to get on these social media platforms and act a fool to get your name up,
Right.
to get certain things going. And this is what 50 Cent does. You know, whenever he got the Power series going on, what he'll do, he'll post a picture about a certain cast member, right? Yeah, man, I'm making fun of this individual.
Yeah.
This so they could continue, looking at, certain stoves that's coming out. In this case, Power.
Is it trolling?
It's trolling.
Yeah.
A lot of that shit don't even be real. Like,
No, it's not.
you know what I mean?
Like
Like,
friends.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That was him and Kanye West did years ago when they brought out they records around the same time. They had a little controversy, but it was just something to get the attention for them.
Yep.
See who's gonna sell the most records. What they do, they made all you Jake, not just Jake, just a lot of people go out and buy these CDs. We call them CDs back then. Buy these records to see who sell the most. That basically has increased their record sales because of what? That controversy.
Publicity. That's all it is. Good or bad. Good or bad. You know, same thing.
That's why that that way of thought or the way people use social media is they'll use that term, which was mentioned in that definition, viral. You know, viral is like when something is viral, that means it's a disease. It's an infection. It's a degenerate disease. It's taking away something, it's getting you sick. And that way of trying to just get that attention, the way that people are getting attention is through degenerate acts, which is it's having an effect on the people. So whether you believe it or not, when you listening to it, you reading about it, you watching it, man, it's having an effect on you.
Yep. It's programming.
Yep.
Go ahead.
To go back to your point, it's all for money though. This is all for that's Babylon's main way to make money. Is through this life of sin is very profitable. And it's leading to an even more profitable way through these algorithms, which is tailoring to any kind of lust that you have. But it's Sirach 13 and 3 says the rich man hath done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wronged, and he must entreat also. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. And that's what this man has done with the culture that he's fed. Our people. He's pretty much done with the idea of black culture, ready to put, evacuate, or eradicate niggas, move them out the way because he's set up. He's done with the old way of slavery. The Negro, Latino, all work is going to be out the door. That's why he's trying to, he's locking the Northern Kingdom up in these detention centers.
Yep.
He's been doing that with the Southern Kingdom through the prison industrial complex, and these drugs that he's been pushing through, the country and the guns, the murder, the music, right? But he's pretty much done with that slave. He's trying to turn the whole nation into slaves. So, through black culture, man, he destroyed niggas.
Yep. Hey, he used basically black culture to destroy the masses, man.
Yeah.
Now the everyday people, they the same vernacular, well, I should say the cliches or slang that Jake used, Esau used. Esau talk about you got politicians out there talking about they got haters.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. So he was able to use black culture as a way to basically push, that low level culture, man. It's just that Jake is the face of it. Hey, you get a little bit more than that Wisdom of Solomon. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else have something?
Yeah, I got something.
Speak on it, bro.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 6. My people has been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. Look at what was so-called Black History Month, right? MLK Day. I had a dream. All of the individuals that Esau allowed, or basically put on a pedestal for us to say, model yourselves after this Negro,
Right.
after this Latino, after this Native American, which typically is going to be a coon. All right, they've caused Israel to go astray. It says they have turned them away on the mountains. All right, which sheep, they can easily get lost. So if you got your sheep out grazing, you just let them, you just let them go. You just walk back home without guiding them back. They're gonna be food for the wolves, right? It says they have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. Have y'all ever got even just as for a small moment when you was a little kid, you might be somewhere out and you with your parents, but you don't know where they at. You even just for 5 seconds, you're like, oh shit, did I get lost? you know that split second. I remember that. You might be at a grocery store. You might you not lost. Maybe your parents know where you at, but you don't see them. You're like, oh shit. You know what I mean? And you know, you just, you know, if your parents ain't actually there, let's say you're at a grocery store, you're gonna be just walking around. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Hell yeah.
You know? That's Israel through. Right? It says, verse 7, all that found them have devoured them. Now imagine if every you know, person you run into, you know what I mean, take advantage of you. You know what I mean? That's how Israel has been led astray. Right? It says, all that have found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against Yahweh Shem Yahushai,
That's right.
the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. You see, so the reason why, you know, ultimately Israel was subjected to the situations that we're in today, that we're sighing and crying about, is because Israel as a nation transgressed heavily, okay, over and over again against Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Oh shit.
It's Isaiah 47:6, the point. I said, the Lord said, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. All right? So this is the Lord speaking pretty much to Esau, Edom. All right? The self-proclaimed white nation that's currently ruling over the planet Earth, the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. I brought this precept out just to back up the priest Adonai's point. Okay? Also the elder's point that he's been going into in this sermon. Okay? That Esau, Edom is the reason that Jake is the way they are today, man. Esau created gangsters, man. Esau created guess what? How about Shai is gonna come back with the red cloud land, okay? And it's gonna be a 2/3 and a 1/3 that the Lord speaks about in the scriptures. It's gonna be a separation of people, man, over the nation of Israel. 2/3 of our people, they're gonna be put to death here in Babylon the Great, man. Okay? 1/3 is gonna be delivered up out of them. So you either gonna be delivered unto salvation, or you're gonna be condemned to destruction, man. Those are the two spectrums that Yahweh has laid out for you, man. Okay? But guess what? You're gonna hear first here at Great Millstone with the School of the Prophets, man. Okay?
Anybody else got something?
Still reading, man.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 14, and I'll read 25 again. It says, so that there reign in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, privity, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good terms, defiling of souls, changing of kind.
Right. Change of the kind. Now, if you have a 1611, you look this up in the margin, that word, when it says change, when it says kind, it goes to sex. Right? So, idol worship leads to what? What you see before you. Here in America, transgenderism. And he's pushing that as a part of the New World Order. Right? That's a part of Western culture. And those various countries that don't align with that ideology, they're ostracized from global trade. Look at Uganda. Right? You had the woman interviewer, forgive me, I forget her name, go and said, so you're not going to allow, no, it was like British. She's like, you're not going to allow, you know, the alphabet community in your you know, society. He's like, no, that, you know, that's something that we're not worried about. He's like, she's like, you have to get yourself in trouble. And just so happened, Uganda just found a huge reserve of gold.
Yeah.
You really can't even utilize it on a global level because they've been ostracized because they don't allow freakism or alphabet rights in their country.
Yep.
Right? So this man is defiling sex. He's defiling souls. Right? We just went into technocracy and how he's inducing people to bow down to that ideology. Right? And all this is, basically, comes from the rulership of the son of perdition, which we was reading about in Second Thessalonians, the second chapter.
Right.
Okay, that's a little bit more than that.
It says, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of time, disorder in marriages.
Man, disorder in marriages, right? A man can't be a man and a woman can't be a woman. You can't. The average man doesn't make enough money to where his woman doesn't have to work. Conversely, a woman has to go to work for her and her family to make ends meet. So both parties are giving their family, the worst of them. The man comes home exhausted. He ain't got time to play with your kids. So like, you just need 12 hours. You gotta do that amount of hours to make it get ends meet. The woman, she doing she got a part-time, she got a gig. Right? You come home, you just want to rest. The kids been watching TV all damn day, and nowadays, oh my goodness, on the internet,
Yeah, that's right.
watching all types of abominations, man. Being indoctrinated. Right?
Even little kid shows ain't
Nah.
safe. You know what I'm saying? That new shit. Yeah,
I
you got
mean,
put,
that shit was bugged out when we was growing up.
I was just thinking that. When you go back and
You
look at
damn
it.
me, cow and chicken.
Right.
Goddamn Powerpuff Girls talking about him.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't never
Him,
seen
man,
that.
them high heels.
Right.
Johnny
Goddamn.
Bravo.
Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and
Ren
Stimpy,
and
that's
Stimpy.
what
Well, I grew up on He-Man and shit. I'm going way back. Looney Tunes and shit.
Shit, even Looney Tunes was kind of trippy.
Yeah,
Back in the day, they didn't have the political correct stuff, so they would come in and then mommy singing, Lord, Lord, Lord.
yeah.
Oh yeah, La
You
Mammy
better
and some
get
shit.
in that, you damn cat.
Yep.
Boy, you did, boy.
Tom and Jerry.
That shit was offensive.
All that shit was
Man, 'cause today this shit is blatantly gay.
Times I'm like, easy whiz, or easy way, my baby. What type of shit is this?
Remember that one with the crows?
Yeah.
He
can
Black
fly.
Crow.
He got fly. Yeah, that was.
Oh, yeah.
He can fly.
Yeah.
They mocking Jake. I think it was two of them,
That
right?
was Dumby.
Two or three of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was Dumby ass.
Dumbo.
I ain't never seen
Dumbo.
a goddamn elephant fly.
Bro,
Yeah.
during the time they were doing those minstrel shows and the blackface and all that. Yeah.
Let's forget it. That happened after slavery. Because you had Jake getting into politics, so Esau would just go up there and this spews a whole bunch, basically make fun of Jake trying to use big words.
Oh, you seen the in the UK past week, the Tourette's advocate dude, he had Malcolm B. Jordan and some other dude, it was in the UK. And BBC, they blotted out other, somebody screamed out Free Palestine.
Yeah.
Somebody talked about the shit that was going on with ICE and stuff like that. They blurted that shit out. They cut that out. But when the nigga screamed, nigger,
They caught that.
Edomite, but he got Tourette's, so he gets a pass.
Right. He meant that shit.
Man, fuck out of here. That's an excuse.
But he got Tourette's.
Yeah, that could have been an actor.
Of course.
All damn time.
Right.
Yeah,
He's 82.
Yeah.
He has Tourette's.
Yeah.
We gonna say nigga? Shut up.
But I'm saying they let that air, but
Yeah,
the other shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it was two Jakes up there presenting the thing. You know what I mean? Michael B. Jordan,
Yeah, and then one other actor dude,
So it
old
don't
school
matter how
dude.
successful you are to Esau, you always just gonna be a nigga, man.
Right.
Yeah.
That was programming.
Yeah.
That was programming to instill in people's mind, hey, these are still niggas.
Yep. Con.
Okay?
Yep.
Like in Django,
Right.
Candyman, whatever the dude's name was, Mr. Candy.
Calvin
Yeah.
Candy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like at first he kind of tolerated it. He was like, okay, it's a free one. Talking about Django, because he came in there and he was like, no, it's a free man. He's like, oh, okay. And eventually he snapped.
Yep.
He was like, man, get this nigga out of here.
Even that nigga beside him, Samuel Jackson's
Yeah,
character
yeah.
was like, you're just a nigga on a horse.
Yeah.
You're just like the rest of us.
You think?
He was trying to he was trying to do to people.
Thinking Esau can come out. Esau to put us down, spending time. We always bounce back and win still, bro. That's the spirit that's in us, man. Well, that faggot is going down. That's all that is. Can't stop. These white folks on my nerves, brother.
That's
Damn,
what you
boy.
say. You know, as long as the moon and the stars and the sun is in the sky, man, you can't destroy the nation of Israel. And that's through the mercy of the Lord. You know, and that represents our way back. That being Yahweh Shah, man.
That's it.
You know, Yahweh Shah has preserved us through this knowledge that, you know, these people are neglected. You know, in a way of, you know, this, we talk about the left-hand side, I guess you could say the left-hand side of social media and, you know, all this, you know, the internet, right? But also you got that the other side of that, which is the pushing out of this truth, the ability for this word to go out. Everybody's heard about, you know, the Israelites now. Right. You know, look at even these Edomites up on, you know, major platforms. You know, 4